Okay, today's project. Got this 2013 XR650L. We're going to try and breathe a bit of life into it. I'm going to put this TM42 on it. Got all the cables and everything. So we'll see how it goes. Make it a bit more exciting to ride. Does run well with that other carby on it, the original, but it's not overly exciting. We'll start pulling it apart and see how we go. Alright, so we've got the fuel tank off. It's pretty scungy in there. We'll be using the same manifold. We'll check that for leaks, but looks pretty straightforward. Take all this pollution stuff off, get it out of the way, see how it looks. Alright, let's do that. Alright, so I've got the carby out. Let's do a bit of measuring. So that's about 48. That's about 46. So the overall length of that is about 101. This one I have here with the adapter that's supposed to go straight on is about 120. So that's about 62. That's about 60. Quite a big difference in length, as you can see. Alright, we'll have a look and see how we go. Okay, so this is a fairly new XR650L manifold. You just have to take cut the little prongs off that there so it fits on. So that does fit on there. But it's not overly tight. I don't really like that. Even with a clamp on it, still a good chance of it leaking, an air leak in it, not running right. So we'll have to machine something up to make that a bit tighter. See what I can find. So this is a XR650L manifold. This is a 98 XR600 manifold. Thought maybe I might be able to use one of them. So that's about 45. So they're the same. Yeah, even the XR600 manifold is very loose on there. Just pull that off. That's far too loose. I have to make something for there to make it a bit tighter. Alright, so I found a piece of nylon. It should be quite good for a spacer. I'm going to make a spacer. Put that on there. So put that in the lathe and make something out of that. It's not ideal. Alright. Okay, so I've machined up a bit of a nylon bush there. So that's a pretty good fit on there. This is the XR650L manifold. That's quite a good tight fit on there. So that should be pretty good. I'll cut that to length, put it on there, and that should stop any air leaks, hopefully. Alright, so here we go. Give that a bit of heat. Hot. Push that on there. Let that cool down. And we'll try the manifold on. Hopefully it's a lot tighter than it was before. That's tight on there now. Actually that won't even move. We'll let that cool down and we'll put the manifold on and give it a go. Okay, so the manifold's on. Got that little spacer in there that I just made up. It's actually very, very tight now. So, yeah, that's good. So hopefully no air leaks. It's very tight. Wouldn't want to make that spacer any bigger, it'd probably split the air boot. But that's only used a couple of times, that manifold, so it's got a brand new O-ring in it. Just have to remember to trim all these bits off here, otherwise it won't go all the way in. Alright, let's chuck it on and see how we look on the other end. Alright, so that's the carbon. I swapped this bolt down here. I swapped that up for a 6mm bolt with an 8mm head. It's a lot easier to get a spanner on that than an Allen key. Yeah, so that's just in there for the moment. So this is the gap for the airbox. So about 25mm should be enough. This is the piece that comes with it. It's about 40mm, so if I just cut a bit off the end of that, I'll cut a bit off that, put that back on there, and that should be the carb fitted. Here's the original choke. I might take that off and see what the ends look like. I very much doubt if it'll fit, but it might be able to do something with it. Route the cables somehow, but it's getting there. And you just have to make sure the tank fits on before I do anything else. Okay, so that's the Cerberus 22 litre fuel tank on. There's plenty of clearance there. Just tilt the carby over a little bit. So yeah, put the cables on. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're all installed. It's hard to see, but see where I've run the choke. Yeah, it runs really well. Bit hard to see, but it's got the idle there. You can see the choke up there. It's right out of the way, which is quite good. Don't use it much. The cables that come with it, the whole assembly there, plenty long enough. And I have some pretty decent size bar raisers on it too, so there's heaps in these cables. Got these adjusters down here to take the slack out of the cables. Yeah, it runs really well. Very responsive. So we'll go for a slow ride, show you how it runs, and then we'll go a little bit faster. So I'll just do a couple of slow laps around here, show you how it runs and how responsive it is, and we'll go up the top and come back down. Idle's good. wide, it was nice even after that. So there you go, goes pretty good.